Myanmar earthquake, over 1,600 dead and hundreds trapped under rubble. The disaster strikes. A powerful 7.7 magnitude earthquake struck central Myanmar on Friday, March 28, 2025, sending shockwaves through the country. The epicenter was near Mandalay, Myanmar's second largest city, where buildings crumbled, bridges collapsed, and entire neighborhoods were reduced to rubble. As the dust settled, the true scale of the catastrophe began to emerge. Over 1,600 people had lost their lives, and the death toll continued to rise. Survivors covered in dust and blood emerged from the wreckage in shock. Cries for help echoed through the streets, while rescue workers, some with nothing but their bare hands, tried desperately to pull people from beneath the debris. For those still trapped, time was running out. A nation in crisis, the devastation was widespread. More than 2,400 buildings collapsed, leaving tens of thousands homeless. Hospitals were overwhelmed with the injured, and medical supplies quickly ran out. Roads were blocked by fallen debris, making it nearly impossible for emergency responders to reach those in need. In rural areas, where infrastructure was already weak, the destruction was even more severe. Small villages were wiped out entirely, and access to food and clean water became a growing concern. With communications down, families frantically searched for missing loved ones, hoping for a miracle. The race against time. As night fell, rescuers continued their desperate search for survivors. In Mandalay, 140 monks were trapped inside a collapsed monastery. In another part of the city, an apartment building with more than 200 residents lay in ruins. Each passing hour reduced the chances of finding survivors. The lack of heavy equipment made rescue operations painfully slow. Volunteers and emergency workers dug through the wreckage using makeshift tools. In some areas, survivors could be heard crying out for help, but without the proper machinery, rescuers were unable to reach them in time. A plea for help, Myanmar was on its knees, and for the first time in years, the government appealed to the world. The desperate cries of those trapped beneath the rubble were no longer just the voices of Myanmar. They became a call that echoed across borders, and the world listened. From the east, China responded swiftly, sending over 135 trained rescue workers carrying emergency medical kits and generators. A fleet of trucks rolled in, their tires kicking up clouds of dust as they brought supplies to the broken city. India followed, dispatching 2 enormous C-17 military planes loaded with field hospitals and skilled doctors. Russia sent in its team of 120 rescuers, their uniforms stark against the ruins, while the United Nations pledged millions in aid, determined to bring relief to the suffering. But aid alone was not enough. Roads had crumbled, bridges had fallen, and entire towns were now nothing but shattered memories. Convoys carrying supplies found themselves stranded, their paths blocked by the very destruction they came to heal. The world was ready to help, but could Myanmar reach out its hands to receive it? Political turmoil and delayed help. The disaster struck at a time of political instability. Myanmar has been embroiled in conflict since the military coup in 2021, and ongoing clashes between the junta and resistance groups have complicated relief efforts. The National Unity Government, NUG, an opposition group, declared a temporary ceasefire to allow humanitarian aid to flow, but reports indicated that military operations in some regions had not ceased. This further delayed the delivery of much-needed supplies and aid workers to affected areas. Regional impact and global response. The earthquake's tremors were felt beyond Myanmar's borders. In neighboring Thailand, at least 18 people died, and a high-rise building in Bangkok partially collapsed, trapping dozens. The rescue teams worked tirelessly to extract survivors from the wreckage, facing similar challenges as their counterparts in Myanmar. International leaders expressed their condolences and pledged support. King Charles of the United Kingdom issued a heartfelt statement calling the tragedy unimaginable and praising the resilience of the Myanmar people. Governments around the world sent aid and rescue teams to assist in relief efforts. As Myanmar grapples with the aftermath of this catastrophic earthquake, the path to recovery remains uncertain. Families continue searching for missing loved ones. Hospitals struggle to care for the wounded, and thousands remain without shelter. Rebuilding the country will take years, but the resilience of the people shines through. Communities have come together, offering food, shelter, and support to those in need. International aid organizations have pledged long-term assistance, ensuring that Myanmar will not face this tragedy alone. Despite the overwhelming devastation, hope remains. With continued support and solidarity, Myanmar will rise again. I am Jojo Uwimana. Thank you for watching Kujepro TV.